It started like any ordinary day. I was sipping my coffee when she walked into the kitchen, her face unreadable. "I want a divorce," she said simply. I nearly choked on my coffee. For a second, shock paralyzed me. Then, something surprising happened. I smiled. Not because I was cruel, not because I wanted her to hurt, but because I finally felt free. We had been married for 11 years. 11 years of compromise, small betrayals, lies I had brushed aside for the sake of keeping peace. There were the late nights she claimed were meetings, the mysterious texts she never wanted me to see, the sudden obsession with appearances and social events where I was merely a shadow. I had suspected, of course. The whispers, the subtle avoidance, the way she would get defensive at even mild questions. But until that moment, I had tried to make it work. I had tried to ignore the red flags. But when she said those words, something inside me shifted. Over the next few days, I felt an unexpected sense of liberation. I walked taller, I smiled more. I focused on myself in a way I hadn't for years. Friends noticed. "You seem lighter," one said. I nodded. I felt lighter, because for the first time in over a decade, I wasn't walking on eggshells around someone who had slowly eroded my trust. Meanwhile, she seemed restless. The cool, confident air she usually carried was gone. Her attempts to communicate felt awkward, forced. She texted, called, and even left a few voicemails. But I was careful. I didn't respond immediately. I wanted to savor my freedom, however small it was at the time. Then came the day she asked to meet in person. She looked nervous when I saw her. Her hair slightly disheveled, hands twisting a scarf she had worn every day like a shield. I think I made a mistake," she said, voice trembling. I raised an eyebrow, careful to keep my composure. "A mistake?" I echoed. "Yes," she said. "I didn't mean it. I was angry. I was frustrated. But I see now. I overreacted. I want to fix this. I don't want a divorce." I studied her carefully. The guilt in her eyes was real, but so was the betrayal that led to this moment. I remembered the late nights, the hidden messages, the whispered phone calls. I remembered how she had slowly created distance, dressed it up as space, while I had clung to a fading illusion of us. And then I realized her regret didn't restore trust. Her words didn't erase the months, possibly years, of deceit. I stayed calm, smiled faintly. "I see," I said. She leaned forward. "Please, just hear me out. We can work through this. I made a mistake, but we can fix it. We can go to counseling." I held up my hand. "No." Her eyes widened. "No? Please, don't do this. Don't throw away everything we've had." I shook my head slowly. Everything we had was already thrown away. By you, not by me. I waited. I forgave. I tried. And now, I don't want to live in a marriage where love has been replaced with whatever this is. She tried to protest, but I continued, voice steady. "You know what this is about, don't you? It's not just a fleeting anger or frustration. It's betrayal, hidden lies, secrecy, and regret, while sincere, doesn't undo the damage." She looked down, silent, the fight leaving her as quickly as it had entered. A few days later, the divorce was finalized. I felt no bitterness, no anger, only a strange, almost intoxicating sense of relief. Freedom, closure, the ability to rebuild a life on my terms without deception hovering over me. I moved into a smaller apartment, focused on work, and reconnected with friends I had neglected. I allowed myself small indulgences, little moments of joy, and the slow return of confidence I hadn't realized I'd lost. Meanwhile, she tried to reach out occasionally, messages of regret, apologies, even subtle attempts to reconnect. I didn't respond, not out of malice, but because responding would have meant reopening wounds I had just stitched closed. Months later, I ran into a mutual friend. She asked casually how things were. "I'm doing well," I said genuinely. "Better than I expected." They raised an eyebrow. "And her?" "She's regretting it," I said calmly. But regret isn't redemption. It was a strange satisfaction, not of revenge, but of clarity. I realized something vital. Life doesn't always give you closure through apologies. Sometimes it gives you closure by letting you walk away from what was broken. Looking back now, I understand the irony. The day she asked for a divorce, I was overjoyed, not because I hated her, not because I wanted her to hurt, but because her decision released me. It released me from the lies, from the betrayal, from the suffocating fear of being replaced by someone she hadn't even tried to hide anymore. And when she tried to take it back, it was too late. I had already chosen myself. Sometimes, happiness comes not from forgiveness, but from recognizing when you deserve better. I didn't need her to regret it. I didn't need her to apologize. I didn't need her to fix what she broke. I just needed to walk away, and I did.